Perfect expression of God. Holy Spirit, pure Spirit of all that is. Accepting, inviting, embracing. As you accept the truth of love, the illusion must fall away. As you accept the truth of love, the light of love, the past begins to disappear. As you embrace the divine expression of all life, the illusion of separation loses its grip. To accept love, to accept harmony, to accept peace is a leap of faith. A leap of faith that is completely your choice. What can be guaranteed is that as you choose love, as you choose harmony and peace as the reality of life, in the divine alchemy of love's healing, the past can't be held on to. The willingness to accept the divine healing that is offered is to join your intention of remembering and accepting that you never have been separate from God. It is not possible for love to leave its source. And yet, in the insanity of separation, a whole identity, a whole self-concept has been bought and has been worshipped, has been revered, and hated at the same time. The battle within is that. Revering an illusion, putting faith in smoke and mirrors, and being filled with loathing of what you think you made as an identity. This is the turmoil that is mistaken for knowing. The journey in the illusion of separation. Is a constant battle for control. The belief is around the next corner, you will finally win. You'll get control. And the illusion of separation even dangles illusion in front of you, believing that you might even be making progress in winning, being right, knowing. And the payoff, and what seems to be the payoff, is a momentary high, a hit of self-righteousness, that you're in charge, that you demand your way, and that you're determined to win. All of this stays hidden just enough to believe that you're living another life, that you're living a life where the world is happening to you. And in the belief that the world is happening to you, you believe that you have to get in control and reestablish your protective barriers that are filled with demands, filled with judgments and opinions, and that you are the decreed Lord of right and wrong, good and bad, success and failure. And in your demands, the game keeps going, believing that you have private thoughts, personal agendas that need to be satisfied, need to be recognized and obeyed by the world of your kingdom that has no reality, but is believed in nonetheless. But all of this pretense of knowing has a list of side effects that no pharmaceutical can match. Side effects of fear, the side effects of nightmares, the side effects of delusional relationships within the world that are thought to be a battle. Side effects of the belief of death, and the belief in time, all traded for the high of believing that you are getting your way and that you know the way. Except that the way is just circular. It just keeps spinning around back to the beginning again of the past. But in the everyday life, you don't see it as gloom and doom. You see it as the right way. And this is the journey of love, is the journey of honesty. The honesty of being willing to see the truth, of being willing to embrace the truth of reality, but at the same time to see the truth of the illusion that's been made, so that you have a clear choice, so that you're not in a fool's illusion of success or failure, because neither is true. Every moment, every beloved is being called to truly remember and come home. Coming home seems so far away sometimes because the illusion is so familiar. And it's very easy to forget that the power of love, the power of God, can heal all illusion in an instant. But it can't be held on to. It can't be used as if it's reality. And then pray to have it released. Because the choice of holding on to the illusion that you made is your choice. The identity would like to believe that it can just be rescued, as if you were being held captive by a cruel master. But when you turn the light on a little, you see that the cruel master was your own mind. And the choice was always yours. There's nothing that the ego likes better than to have a beloved believe that they are a victim and believe that you are where you are because of circumstances of the past. And it was somebody else's doing. So that the blame can be righteously projected on everyone as the problem. But the problem is just one problem. The problem is that you believe your own mind. You believe that there is separation, that there is a battle, that there is someone outside that is the cause, because it's so frightening. Because you have believed that to say, I have a choice, is to take responsibility for the past and to enter into forgiveness. Forgiveness that you were mistaken. That there is nothing that the ego identity hates more than to say, this is what I chose. really wants to be right and that it be about somebody else. That's been the practice in lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. The relationship of projection in all different ways. The projection that someone out there, something out there has something that you don't have. The projection that someone, something out there has a part of you that without them you are less. Projection that someone out there is constantly the problem. An easy road to stay on. Seems so logical, but it has no reality. And this becomes the gift that every beloved who says yes to love and begins the journey of love, every beloved has the opportunity of serving love by forgiving yourself, your divine self, for believing that other identities were possible. That what you think you know about anyone or anything is completely fabricated. It would be no different than a beloved who is standing on a street corner in a straitjacket, having escaped from a mental hospital of insanity, babbling along. That beloved believes the same as every beloved, in the same illusion, in the same made-up stories of illusion. Beloveds who get locked up believe they see things that aren't there. But this is true of everybody. Every time you think someone else is the problem, that someone is doing something that you are at the effect of, that illusion of separation is heartily intact. But there is only one problem. The problem is that you believe you're separate from God, and that you choose to see a world that has no value. A world of separation. A world of differences and opinions, and a world that has demands within it that seem valid, because the mind can make up anything. But all the calling is to realize there is only one problem, that you believe you're separate from God. And so in truth, there is no problem. No problem. Whatever it is that you believe is a problem is completely fabricated, made up. No more, no less than the beloved in the straitjacket. As Hafiz would say, you need a cool cloth on your forehead to stop the fever of insanity, to come back to reality. The reality of love. And in this moment, this is the calling. As it is in every moment, love is calling you. Love is inviting you. Love is lighting the way. Accept to be led. Accept to be led in every moment. That if your heart truly wants to hear the voice of love, in that quiet, the love will be heard. The voice of God will be heard, as it can be in this moment. To come into a quiet place of the heart seems miles away when the mind is engaged in its fantasies. But how easy it is to come back by choice to the quiet resting, to meeting the divine within, and to truly want to realize that there is nothing outside. Only the opportunity of offering love. But then the question is, are you offering love? Or is the intention to get? That is where the honesty again surfaces. Honestly, am I looking to get something, or am I offering love? And in this moment, the acceptance of the yes to return home, the wanting of the strength of love, the wanting to be led, the wanting to listen, the wanting to remember, moment by moment, what is my purpose? What am I here for? Am I here to continue a battle? Or am I here to be led into the light of love? Every moment, the same choice. Every moment, only one purpose. Love is calling. And in this moment, as in every moment, breathing. Breathing with intention, with being present. Let every breath be the hello of joining within, the willingness to be in that quiet place of breath with the divine within. And breathing, allowing that as you breathe consciously, it calls you to reconnect within. Remembering that love is all that there is. Where do the battles go? Where do the perceptions of battles go when love is recognized and connected with, communed with? They disappear because they never existed. Imagine that every time that you have an opinion about someone else, and think you know something, that you have dropped to your knees and are worshiping an illusion of smoke and mirrors, and that you're bowing down to a self-concept of an identity. That is the ultimate narcissism, the bowing down to your own identity, believing its opinions and judgments, its knowing. And love is calling you to stand up first and hold the hand of love and let love lead you and guide you, and bow down to the truth of love and surrender your heart back into the light. As you breathe, the yes comes so much more naturally. Yes, you continue to breathe minimally to survive in the body, but that's not the breath. The breath is the breath of communion, the breath of love, of resting with God in the center of your heart as you breathe. Just in that sweet, sweet silence, that quiet, without the mind running its program, just allowing, breathing, and affirming that here, in this moment, is all love. And accepting in every moment that the universe is all love. Nothing else exists. All love. What are you seeing? What are you believing? How are you separating yourself from all that love, that harmony, the peace, the joy? That is all that exists. Surrender the tenacity of being right. Surrender. The stubbornness of believing that you can be unfairly treated. Surrender the belief that you have something to be in charge of. Surrender it all. Consciously surrendering, not as a concept, from your heart. Oh my Lord, take what I've made up. I don't want it anymore. And in that refusal to play the game of illusion any longer, I gratefully give every moment to being conscious, to being aware of what I'm choosing. And having the willingness, even as the temptation of habit raises itself to your temptation level. The willingness to say, not today. No, I refuse, no matter how tempting it is, to believe that this old habit has value. The willingness to be mistaken and to forgive that this mistaken identity, this mistaken habit has any value, and that you willingly surrender it in the journey of love. And choosing to follow. Choosing to be in this divine schoolroom that is only divine because you surrendered it into the hands of God. This schoolroom is not a schoolroom at all except as it is surrendered, as it is accepted as the schoolroom of God. Only a temporary schoolroom because of the belief of separation. And when the schoolroom is graduated from, the schoolroom disappears. No longer needed, no longer useful, but now a divine gift of acceptance. Here to learn, here to remember, here to accept. Allow this prayer to pierce your heart and open your remembering. Master, please open my heart. Master, please open my heart. Master, I am here. Master, I am here to love. Master, I am here to love. How can I open my heart so I can see your realm? So I can see your realm. Oh, Master, please guide me for the bottom of my soul. Please, Master, please save me. I ask you from the bottom of my heart. Please, oh Master, I am here, asking you for this love. Please give me your holy love. Please make me whole to my Father. Please, Master, I want to be whole. I want to be humble. I want to be in my heart. I want to be as one. I ask you for the forgiveness. I ask you for this love. I ask you for all the love. I ask you for my rose. The rose. The rose is in your heart and can only be discovered by letting go of what you think you know. Then the heart, that flower, that rose blooms, returning to its natural state, undefended, unprotected. How essential it is to see the cause and effect of pain, to realize that You can keep working on opening your heart. But if you keep going back to what you know, every time you think you know, and you blame, and you have judgments and opinions, whatever little you've opened the heart, it closes back up again. So it is this self-fulfilling relationship with the heart, of wanting the heart to be open, but refusing to give up the habits of separation and battle that keep the heart closed. The heart can open very easily. Of course, everything is possible in love. Everything heals instantly in love. But because of the tenacity of habit, prayer, surrender is constantly needed. Only because the knowing has its way until it doesn't, by your choice. Master, I want to be whole. I want to be humble. I want to be in my heart. I want to be as one. Let this prayer ring in your heart constantly. Let it cloud your observations. Let it cloud your opinions. Let it sing so much more clearly and fully than the opinions that your mind has. Drowned out the insanity of the mind with your prayer. Drown it out and turn away and refuse to accept the illusions of separation. Recognize them for what they are. Enter into the honesty. This is what I want. This is where I put my focus. This is what I dedicate myself to. Oh, my holy Divine Mother, light of God. My love, my mother, come to us now. Open up my heart. Again, open up my heart. Open up my heart so that I can see. Come to guide my life, Divine Mother, the light of all love. Come to give light and bless everyone. Show me and teach me to bless. Show me and teach me to be kind, to be grateful, to be present. Come to give light for those who are blind, who can't see the truth. Come to give light to the heart, because love is asked for. Love is invited. Here I receive you, and I prostrate myself at your feet, because you are the one who leads me, all divine beings of love. I give my heart to you, and I ask you for faith. I ask you for faith here in my heart. I ask you for light, to light the way, so that I can stay fully engaged and focused on love. Oh, my blessed Mother, guide me, guide all beloveds, so that we can all arriving at the divine door of love and entering with the truth of love in our hearts as I say yes. Ó minha Senhora Mãe, Senhora da Conceição, venha agora conosco, abrir meu coração, abrir meu coração, para eu poder ver, vem guia minha vida. Ó Virgem da Conceição, vem dar luz aos teus filhos, vem proteger meus irmãos, vem dar luz aos que não vêm, vem dar luz ao coração. Aqui a te recebo, prostrado aos vossos pés, meu coração te dou, te peço a minha fé, guiar os meus irmãos, para todos juntos chegar no porto divino, depois que soubemos o amar. Here in this prayer, hear the rhythm of the love that is calling to you. Join in that divine vibration of what you truly want. And don't allow yourself to leave. You can stay. The beloved said today, the healing that I received it's still here. And I said, yes, it's still here because you're consciously inviting it. Consciously invite the blessings that are always given. Don't choose anything else. Make that choice and return. Return fully. Return to the freedom, to the love, to the light, to the peace that you are. Accepting, allowing, embracing. One outgrows choice. No one but a rebel can get their mitts in God. And at some point, you will have to wean yourself from the pack. Wish the cares of others well. And turn to God. If you really want to do something for those you love, if you truly want to leave a lasting legacy for this world, you need to climb higher. You need to leave your fantasies, and you need to reach deeper within. And what you will then find is that there is an infinite knowledge that has always existed. And it resides in everything. What are you seeing? What are you believing in? When the divine is promising, in everything is the divine knowledge of creation. What do you want to see? What do you choose to see? And that will someday dawn on you, for you are the infinite's heir. But the willingness is in your choice, the temporary choice. That is the gift of God until there is no more choice, until all is one in your heart and everything is surrendered. Real knowing, real knowledge never makes love to choice, but lives in certainty beyond choice. For maybe and choice are worlds that one has to outgrow after choice has been learned between illusion and reality. Still, the fire burns, and who is not careful around it? Choose until the choice disappears, because there is nothing left to choose between. That is when you realize that you are home. But for now, choice is essential. No one but a rebel can get their mitts on God. No one but a rebel. What is a rebel? It is, beloved, that you have to wean yourself from the pack, from the other sheep of illusion, where you join others in games of illusion, and you get sucked in to those games because your relationship with truth isn't yet strong enough, full enough within you to not buy into the temptations of the illusion with others. The ego even looks for others that will agree. That's a favorite game. The wanting to find others who agree and commiserate together in the name of companionship, when really it's all hatred. It's all shackling others so that you can stay in an illusion. There's no love there. That's where the honesty comes in, of the recognition, this isn't love. When I want to keep somebody in the belief of their damaged self, when I want to keep somebody in the belief of that I pity them, or I want to keep somebody in the idea that I worry about them, or I join them in the agreements of stories, it's not love. There's where the honesty comes. Don't fool yourself into thinking that it's love. Wean yourself from the pack. Because only in weaning yourself from the pack can you actually serve those that want to stay in the pack for a while. Only by saying yes to the truth and following the true authority of love, God, and recognizing God is my authority. My mind is not my authority. My relationships with illusions are not my authority. God is my authority. Fear is not my authority. The perception of damage is not my authority. God is my authority. That's who I want to listen to and who I want to hear. I must wean myself from the pack. Again, that is choice. Wish the cares of others well. Bless them. Learn to bless without joining in the illusions. Learn to not judge anyone's journey of what their journey needs to look like. You think you know about them. All of that is just a delusional relationship of nothing. You need to climb higher and reach deeper within. And what you will find there is the infinite knowledge of love, the infinite truth. of love. Is there really a higher? Is there really a deeper? That's part of the illusion too, but at the time of choice, it's being used by the Holy Spirit to call you to surrendering what seems like more. Every day, what the ego would like to do is placate your ego with success. Oh, yeah, yeah, I saw that. Okay, I'm good now. I can just coast on this. There's no coasting in the spiritual journey. There is a resting, but it's not coasting in what you think you know, settling for a relationship with spirituality that stays static because of the fear of moving deeper, surrendering deeper. Sometimes you rest in between. You rest in God, rest in your heart, and then the call comes again. Let's go deeper, higher, more honesty, more devotion. And the ego will scream, I can't go deeper. I can't go higher. I can't surrender more. I'm at my end. No. It's just the mind again, playing its games. Love calls to you deeper. And in that trust, in that faith, in that obedience, you say, okay, here I am. I say yes, take me deeper. Take me higher. I can't go there alone. I don't know the way. Show me the way, and I will go. Take me home. I gladly go. I gladly stay because I'm just right here. Love is just right here. There is an infinite knowledge that has always existed. The infinite knowledge. The eternal infinite knowledge. Nothing that you know, nothing in your mind is that knowledge. It's not even a concept of that knowledge, because there are no concepts of the knowledge of love. Most of all, it's opening to the honesty to not fool yourself in the journey of love. The infinite knowledge that has always existed, and it resides in everything. Everything. There's no exception. There's no one that is an exception. Are you seeing the divine truth and beauty in every beloved? If you're not, then that's where the healing is. Because that's the only gift that you have to offer. You have no other gift to offer. That's the only gift that anybody has to offer. It's the only gift that there is. To open the heart and be willing to see the divine, the light in every beloved and nothing else. Imagine that the word you would be taken out of your vocabulary. And you can no longer use the term you. in thought or in speech. There is no you. No you. So you can't point the finger at anybody anymore? You do this. You think this. You behave like this. Turn it back. I think this. Mm-hmm. I behave like this. Every single thing that you believe about out there is only what you believe about separation in here. You believe in betrayal? It is the guilt of betrayal within. The belief that you betrayed yourself by turning away from God and making a separate life of illusion. The belief that you betrayed yourself every time you have a judgment and an opinion, every time you believe in attack, you believe in betrayal from within. But it's so painful. The guilt is so insistent and remains pretty well hidden, because or else you'd recognize it for what it is. So it's necessary to project it outside, that someone else is betraying you, that someone else is treating you unfairly, that someone else is doing something. And instead of going within and recognizing that none of this has any truth, you've never done anything that could betray God. Betrayal does not exist. Betrayal is completely fabricated. It has not 1 ounce of truth in it at all. Nothing. It does not exist. And it doesn't matter how often you think you feel it, how often you think you see it, how often you think you're aware of it in any way, it does not exist. It's completely fabricated. That's the ownership of honesty. To accept that betrayal does not exist. To accept that you cannot be unfairly treated. It does not exist. Period. That's the honesty. That's the going higher, that's the going deeper. It does not exist. That no one has done anything ever to you that has changed 1 tiny hair of truth of who you truly are. That nothing has ever changed the truth of your divine self. Ever. Doesn't matter if you've walked for 1,000 lifetimes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing has ever changed the truth of who you are. Nothing. No one, nothing has ever changed the truth of who you are. For those beloveds who are incarnated into bodies that look to be damaged, it's no different. It's an outer expression of the belief of an identity that says, this is the proof of damage. It does not exist. It has no reality. To see the light, to see the holiness of every beloved has to go hand in hand with surrendering the belief that anyone has been damaged in any way by anything. The wholeness, the light, is not symbolic. It is the only reality. But to accept this is to really embrace truth for real. To accept no one has ever treated you unfairly. No one has ever done anything to you. And you have never done anything to anyone. Because that is the biggest fear. That's what all the projection is about. And in the belief of projection onto others, you're 10,000 miles away from the truth. Might as well be, because there is absolutely no truth there. To come back is to own, I made that up. I am believing something that is out there that has no reality. This is what I am promised. This is what every sacred teaching promises me. If you accept the teachings that say, the sacred teachings that express constantly that you are the light of God, that you are the eternal perfection of creation. And I promise you, you are. If you accept this, you have to deny the lies that counter it, that counter the truth. You can't accept both. So the reality and the relationship to honesty is, to accept this, I have to deny this. And I have to deny it at every turn. Or else the truth is meaningless to me in that moment. Does it change the truth? No. The truth remains the truth. Love remains complete, whole. God is everything. The illusion is all that you're playing with by choice. But this honesty is a calling. It's a calling to be honest and to stop playing the games. To accept completely that you cannot be betrayed, that you cannot be rejected, that you cannot be left without, that you cannot be damaged, that you cannot be unfairly treated, that you cannot steal, that you cannot be filled with greed, that no one can be filled with greed because it doesn't really exist. It does not change the truth of love. You can suffer with your dishonest belief of greed. You can suffer with your dishonest belief of betrayal. You can suffer with your dishonest belief of being unfairly treated. You can suffer with your belief in scarcity. You can have a list 1,000 miles long of all the ways that you think that you are betrayed, most of all by God. You can make whatever list you want to. None of it is true. None of it is factual. It's all lies. But if you want to attack yourself, if your intention is to self-attack, that's your road of believing that others are betraying you, that others are doing something to you. It's all the same. Whether you think someone else is doing it to you or you think you're doing it, it doesn't matter. They're both exactly the same. Because they always come back, because it's all in your mind. You believe in attack. You believe that attack is valid, that it has purpose, that it has worth, that it's true, and that you have the evidence of it in your identity. But if you are accepting that you are the light of God, that you are the divine creation, and that everything is the divine creation, if you accept that, then you have to let the other go. You can't accept them both. They can't coexist. It's not possible. You have to choose one or the other. And there's just absolutely no connection. They don't overlap. They don't melt into one another of a gray area where you kind of are believing in one and you're kind of believing in the other. It doesn't work that way. They have no relationship with one another. Not at all. But the joyous truth that you have never been betrayed. How could you not be overjoyed to accept that you can't be betrayed? Is your belief in the need to be betrayed so enticing, so insatiable of an appetite, that you would rather give up the truth that no betrayal is possible? That you have never been damaged? That you are the holy light of God? You would give up being the holy light of God because that's what you've done? You've given up being the holy light of God? You've given up that awareness to be right about what you think you know? That's how ridiculous it is. Who would want to give up wholeness and love and light and peace and harmony for pain and suffering and suspicion and caution and vengeance and self-attack? That right there says, yeah, I'm really insane if that's what I want and that's what I keep relying on and keep demonstrating and keep believing in. I have to surrender my mind into the hands of God. I want my mind cleansed. I want to be cleaned of all of this made up stuff. I don't want to play the game anymore. I want to go deeper. I want to climb higher. I want to accept the divine pure knowledge of love. I want to come home. I want to forgive everything I've ever believed in. I want to let it go. I want to open my heart. Mother, please open my heart. But how can your heart be opened if you're holding viciousness and attack and judgments and opinions? It can't be opened. There's a no sign on the front of it. Do not enter. Too busy believing in betrayal. Too busy believing in being unfairly treated. Too busy believing in being a victim. But none of it is true. And there is the choice. And even though one outgrows choice up until then, because it's only been a little tiny bit of time that you've actually realized you had choice. So use it to its fullest potential. It will take you to the edge of remembering. And then God will take you the rest of the way, will lift you into the truth. But use choice in every moment. It's a gift. It's the gift where you recognize, I choose because I made up the false. So I have to choose. I believed I could be betrayed. I believed I could be unfairly treated. I believed that vengeance was legitimate. I believed that attack was realistic. I believed that I should dominate over everything in my world. No. Let me learn. Let me learn, and choose to be the servant of love. Let me stop joining others and wean myself from the pack and lead with love instead of joining with illusion. Humanity is waiting for you to offer love, to show the way as you walk the way. As you make those choices, constant choices at first, because they're so ingrained, and yet happily choosing. I don't have to suffer anymore. I don't have to live in this illusion anymore of battle. But the willingness to give up the addiction to it, because it is an addiction. It's an addiction because in the ego there is addiction. The addiction is, I believe that I am without, and I want to get. I want to win. I want to grab. I believe in scarcity. I believe in scarcity, so I have to get it before somebody else gets it. Gimme, 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 gimme. That can be insatiable. And it can come out in any way you want it to. But choose to trust. Choose to trust in love. Choose to put your faith no longer in your relationship with pleasure in the world that says, this body needs to be satisfied. This body needs to be satisfied and filled, instead of, God, show me the light. Show me the peace and the harmony of resting in God. Resting, where I don't have to battle anymore, where I don't have to prove anymore. If you rest, if you truly rest for a moment, if you rest your mind, rest your spirit in God. Rest. Surrender. You'll be hooked. You'll be hooked in that resting place. That in that resting place, you will never ever again demand the right to a vacation. You will never fight for, I deserve this, because you will have rested in God and you will have realized, that's what I've been looking for. And I have the choice to be there, because that's where I truly belong. Why am I wasting my time battling with the world when God is waiting. And you can come and rest. And the first place of resting, the first link to resting, is to get into the sidecar and let God drive. To trust that God will take you. To get into the boat and let the river take you, that is God. That's the first place of resting. There's a deep, deep resting in not knowing. I don't know. God, show me the way. I don't know how to look at this. I don't know what this means. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what it's for. Show me. Show me what's most helpful in every moment. Show me. Be my guide. Be my divine physician. Be my ultimate friend. Be my companion of love. Be my everything. Be my truth. Be my light. Be my way. Be my heart. Be my life. Let yourself be taken as you choose to be taken. As you choose to be shown. As you choose to surrender. You are never without the help. You are never without the choice. You are never without the grace. You are never without the miracles that are always available every second. Choose. That is the first place of power, of returning to power and accepting. I am not weak, but strong in the truth of love. I am not helpless, but all powerful in the truth of love. The truth of love, the honesty of love, the reality of love. Choosing until you outgrow choice, until it's no longer viable. But for now, choose. Choose love.